All right. Good morning, everyone, and thank you very much for that awesome introduction, and obviously for Lanka Property Web for organizing this amazing event. I think we're all believers that real estate will be one of the main drivers of the growth that is to come in Sri Lanka. We're slowly moving on from a recovery process to a growth. Real estate's definitely one of those. And Port City will be one of the key developments which will drive this demand and bring further attention towards this sector as well. So before we get started, before I get started with the presentation, I'd like to play a short video which gives a macro overview of what Port City is, and from then I'll just kind of get into the steak and the beans.
Sri Lanka, a canvas of contrasts, where ancient whispers converge with the visions of tomorrow. Sri Lanka's strategic location fortifies its legacy as a pivotal hub of connectivity, with the bustling port of Colombo ranked first in South Asia, serving as a testament to a nation's logistical prowess. This provides preferential market access from Europe to Asia, cementing Sri Lanka's role as a key player in global commerce. Colombo's skyline, bridging eras, ushers in an age of innovation, symbolizing a transition to a dynamic future. Introducing Port City Colombo, a world-class master plan city development built as an international multi-services special economic zone, financial center and business hub. Port City Colombo, a financially ring-fenced city, is the center of commerce and innovation, where the Colombo Port City Economic Commission serves as a single-window investment facilitator, streamlining investment processes. An international regulatory framework ensures compliance with the highest global standards, offering the freedom to transact without foreign exchange controls, minimizing risk and hedging costs. The city includes a robust investment protection, fostering confidence. Green Channel visas, valid for up to 10 years for investors, their spouses and children, facilitate easy entry, fostering a diverse and innovative community. Port City Colombo is ready for vertical development, with its complete infrastructure, including strategically placed substations and a comprehensive utility network, ensuring reliable power and essential services across the entire city. Its groundwork supports residential and commercial projects, offering a solid base for high-rise and mixed-use buildings and complexes. Efficient administrative services and an international commercial dispute resolution center ensure swift, fair business resolutions. Employees in Port City Colombo benefit from 0% personal income tax and remuneration in foreign currency. Businesses of strategic importance enjoy over 25 years of tax holidays, no corporate income tax, sales tax or border tariffs, promoting growth within a comprehensive business ecosystem. Port City Colombo redefines urban living with its master planned cityscape designed for comfort and luxury. Exclusive villas, a yacht marina, the Colombo International Financial Center, an integrated resort and a convention and exhibition center, and a pioneering duty-free retail offering, complement luxurious apartments and green spaces, offering a blend of sophistication and peaceful tranquility. The city includes top-tier education and healthcare, alongside the entertainment. ESG principles are central to this special economic zone, ensuring a legacy of environmental and social responsibility. Port City Colombo is sculpting a landmark of regional significance and global appeal. It's where ambition and opportunity converge to forge a realm of infinite economic potential, heralding a new era with a singular vision. Invest in Port City Colombo.
Alrighty, was I kind of expecting a bit of a standing ovation after that, but sure, we'll just kind of get on to the presentation if you don't mind. Thank you. To get this started off, I think from the video you've understood that this is not just a play at the local demand that's there. It's a regional play. We're not reinventing the wheel. This has been done many times over. First in Singapore, beg your pardon. First in Shannon Island, a special economic zone, which completely changed the way that island operates. And then you have other examples in Southeast Asia, Singapore, and one of the most successful ones as of recent times, Dubai. So this is the first time that we're actually doing this in South Asia, a special economic zone that's going to cater towards the export of services. So through this presentation, I'll explain how this is going to contribute to real estate, because it is one of the major players in this. All right. So, yep, this is the regional play. As you all know, Sri Lanka, strategically located, south of India. We can cater towards a population of close to about 2 billion just from the region that is South Asia. India has been growing at a staggering rate. So we have this opportunity where we can be the Singapore to what Malaysia is. So that's the kind of appeal that Sri Lanka has, and that's what we're catering towards. And this is further supported by other things like market access. See, at the end of the day, Sri Lanka is your cool, friendly, happy cousin. Everyone gets along with each other. We get along with India, Pakistan, Bangladesh. And then on top of that, we have this amazing talent, which is the people of Sri Lanka. Very highly educated, hardworking, and young as well. So if you're trying to set up a business in Sri Lanka, it really makes sense. Furthermore, it's also to do with the language. English is one of the main languages within Sri Lanka, so if you're setting up a regional headquarters or cater towards a wider region, whether you're a LBO, a BPO, or something of that form, it's very easy for international businesses to integrate. The quality of life, don't have to kind of stress too much on this. We bring something else to the table. Sri Lanka's got nice beaches, some of the best weather, food's also phenomenal, people are very friendly. So these are things that people really look for when they're moving towards or looking at entering a new country. So as for the project, we have in total, as you know, it's a reclamation project. The land that we're on right now at Port City did not exist about 6-7 years ago. It's a reclamation development. What we have done is reclaim 269 hectares from the ocean. That's about 2.7 kilometers square, or about 660 acres. And about 1/3 of it, we've kept it for open spaces, parks, large roadways, pathways, and things like that, because we really want it to be a place where you can walk, you can be part of the community, you can really embrace the neighborhood that you're in. Other than that, we've dedicated about 2/3 of it, or 178 hectares, is what's actually the marketable leasable lands. And in totality, Port City will actually require about $15 to $16 billion to develop it to the city that we actually have in terms of vision. And once completed, we will have close to about 273,000 people who will be living, working, playing, whatever within Port City, of which you'll have created about 143,000 jobs, and about 80,000 lucky people will be residents at Port City. Just to kind of address one of the rumors that's going on, Sri Lankans are also allowed to purchase real estate, and they can be part of this amazing development as well. So one of the questions we get asked is, there's a lot of tax concessions and things that are attached to Port City. What's the benefit to Sri Lanka? I'd like to take your attention towards the first tile, which basically shows the total investment that will be brought in through foreign direct investment for Port City. It's about $19 billion, which is roughly about 18 to 19% of the current GDP of Sri Lanka, which is a significant amount. And once Port City is completed, it'll, on a year-on-year basis, bring in close to about $13 to $14 billion as an operational thing. So this will really help our GDP, as well as improve one of the biggest issues that we've had in recent past, which is to do with the balance of trade and the liquidity of dollars. So this is a quick snapshot of how Port City has been designed. We have 5 separate precincts. Island living and Central Park living is obviously for living, residential. But that being said, there are certain strategic developments like the resort, as well as iconic hotel positioned within this space. The luxury marina that you see towards the bottom, that's actually the largest luxury marina in South Asia. So this is to kind of attract the yacht culture that doesn't exist in South Asia right now. But that being said, it's not because the money is not there. All the centimillionaires, billionaires in India, they berth their yachts over in Dubai. So now we brought something that's closer to home and to attract them to kind of head down here as well. And then you have the financial district, which is where all the businesses will operate, and towards the north, which is International Island, is where all the strategic developments like the school, university, hospital, exhibition center, and integrated resort would be positioned. So this is all backed by an act which was passed back in 2021 May, which categorized Port City as a special economic zone. And just the easiest way to understand this is look at the BOI zones. We have about 15 different of them all around Sri Lanka, and they're dedicated for manufacturing, whereas Port City is for services. So that's the best way that I can kind of explain it very easily. And what this essentially does is makes doing business in Sri Lanka very easy. I'm a bit strapped for time, so I'm just going to skip through a bit. Yeah? So these are the benefits that Port City essentially has for investors as well as businesses that are going to operate, both fiscal and non-fiscal advantages. The fiscal ones are very standard, straightforward. Tax concessions. So if you're a developer at Port City, you will be provided a tax concession of 0% on your corporate, your sales taxes, dividend taxes, and border tariffs for 25 years, and a plus 10 for a further 50% of, it's a concession rate. So the idea behind that is we want to attract large developers from overseas to now look at Sri Lanka as well because of these concessions. And those concessions are extended to the employees as well. And that's not for a limitation of 25 years, but for a perpetuity. So if you're employed in Port City, you get that massive benefit. And the question that we get asked constantly is, are Sri Lankans allowed? Absolutely. One of the other main features of this, and that's going to drive the real estate, is essentially bringing these businesses on, and that trickles down to other things like retail and residential demand as well. And I'd like your attention towards this green channel for Visa. So essentially what that is if you're investing in Port City, you would be entitled to a visa for 10 years, and that's extended to your spouse as well as your immediate family. So the benefit of this is we're just kind of, I would say, taking a page out of Dubai's book, because what they learned is with the turmoil that's happening within their region, they always benefit. And what we want to do with Port City is, if you look at the wider region, there are some inconsistencies and unfortunate situations, and we can actually thrive from that, because we can bring them in, the entire family, and then all of a sudden you have this FDI, we have this wonderful community of people from all over the world supporting and believing in this project as well. And that's the idea behind that. In addition to that, we have economically ring-fenced Port City. So you have foreign currencies that you must operate in, so thereby all the assets that you have within Port City are not susceptible to the depreciation of the Sri Lankan rupee. Unfortunately, I'm strapped for time, so I'm just going to skip over. But anyways, I'll be around, so if you guys want to have a chat, I'd love to. So as I mentioned, we have 178 hectares, which is marketable leasable lands. That's been split into 74 land parcels. So the colors that you see behind, those represent different types of developments. So the whitish yellow ones that you see scattered over here, those are the residential. The red color ones that are concentrated over here, those are commercial. The purplish blues that you see scattered in 4 different places, those are the hospitality. So essentially what we have done is, it's a truly master planned city development, which was actually designed by Saberna Jurong from Singapore. So we worked with some of the best in the world to come up with this idea. And the basis of this is to create a city that works. You have schools, universities, hospitals. It's a true township development. And the infrastructure is world-class that you can compare with Singapore as well as Dubai. And if you don't believe me, you can go check it out yourself. And it's essentially at that level. But what Port City is trying to do is, I would say it's to kind of make Sri Lanka boring, structured. But if you want the madness and the beauty that is Sri Lanka, Colombo is just literally across. You can walk across. So you have the best of both worlds. You have the formal kind of structure that is Singapore, Dubai, and so on and so forth, and you have the beauty that is Sri Lanka as well. So the construction progress, I'll just keep on. So in terms of where we stand right now, we're moving from a horizontal development, which is the reclamation, breakwater, all those kind of boring stuff, to vertical developments. So you will see now a lot of construction taking place where you'll have buildings propping up. So in fact, this year, 3 weeks ago, we broke ground on 3 developments in the marina, and we anticipate to break ground close to about 6 other developments within the course of this year. So this is what it used to look like. And essentially, this is what it is looking like. So it's slowly coming together. If your question is, what are you guys doing? There's a lot going on. We urge you to come see. So I hope that you guys have actually seen some of these and actually visited. We have the first downtown duty-free in South Asia. I know if some of you guys have stepped foot in there, you might say, oh, it's a little bit small. That's because it's a bit of a tester. It's about 40,000 square feet that we've constructed right now because the regulations are there. But that being said, the master plan and the idea is to build a downtown duty-free, which is going to be about 200,000 square feet. So essentially, in terms of sizing-wise, it'll be slightly smaller than Colombo City Center, if you want to kind of understand that. And we also have about 120,000 square feet of commercial real estate that's going to come live by March of this year, and it'll be basically ready for occupancy in April. So as I mentioned, we have an international university. It's Flinders from Australia, so now you don't have to send your kids all the way down there. You can actually have them much closer to home, and yeah. We have an international school, which unfortunately I can't disclose the brand, but it's a UK-based school. They have a history of over 150 years. It's a legacy brand. It's a boarding school. So the idea behind these facilities is to actually attract the regional demand. You know, the affluent community from Dubai, India, Pakistan, Afghanistan, who send their kids all the way over there. Now they have something much closer to home with a similar culture. The International Hospital. All three of these projects are set to break ground within the course of this year. Colombo International Financial Center, this is a development that we're co-developing, and we anticipate to break ground towards the latter part of this year. 2 towers of residential, close to about 700 apartments, 200,000 square feet of downtown duty-free, and 1 commercial tower, which is about 500,000 square feet. The marina development, as I mentioned, we've already broken ground on 3 of the 4 land parcels. When I say we, the entity that purchased it, it's Brown's Investments. So if you're planning on buying some stocks, now's the time. And the Marina Hotel has also been concluded. And the luxury residence, which is facing the marina, we actually sold one of the land parcels in November. And most likely by the time that Lanka Property Web has their next event, there'll be some apartments for sale over here, which you guys can essentially pick up. The Convention Exhibition Center as well, the funding has been secured from the last visit from our president to China. It's from a grant, so we anticipate to break ground on this development as well towards the 3rd quarter of this year. At the end of the day, we work with a lot of partners, international, local, and we're truly trying to create a city that can really propel Sri Lanka, and not something that's just ready right now, but be future ready. Thank you very much for your time. Cheers.